Hey everybody, welcome back to the HoloNet Marauders podcast. I'm so excited for today's episode. I'm AJ, joined here by Jamie and Matt, two Bombad pals. I think last time I didn't mention they were Bombad. I wasn't feeling Bombad that day, I guess. So
are we feeling Bombad today? We should be feeling Bombad today for that pit droid in the background for our guest there.
Yeah, our guest is our longtime Instagram cosplay Star Wars friend, John, aka AlphaIgnition. How's it going, man?
Hey, good. Thank you guys. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Of course. It feels feels appropriate to have you on for a Bad Batch recap episode because you're ever since the season 7 Clone Wars arc, the first episode, I remember you and I talked about Hunter and how he was like pretty much clone Rambo, and you're wearing the headband right now, so you do a Hunter cosplay and you rock it. It's awesome. So
thank you.
Perfect.
I wanted to do it since I saw him in season 7, and we didn't know we were getting the show at the time.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they continued with their story.
I love it.
I remember when they announced Bad Batch being a show. I'm sure we said this on the show before, but I was kind of like, I loved the Bad Batch, but I didn't know how I felt about them announcing they're getting their own show. And then, as soon as episode 1 happens, I'm like, oh, I'm all in. This is great.
I didn't know how they were going to carry on. To me, in the Bad Batch arc in the Clone Wars, they felt kind of one note. Everybody had their set personality, and that was pretty much it. And I didn't know how they were going to carry that on in a show. And it's so funny. The other day, or 2 weeks ago, when what was it, episode 7 that came out? Yeah, I was literally my heart was jumping out of my chest. I was like, please, oh my God, don't kill Wrecker, don't kill Wrecker. I was so worried and stressed out about these characters. And I was like, holy crap. In 7 episodes, they managed to make me super attached to these characters that I didn't feel any attachment to before the show. It's really impressive.
Yeah.
They did it right under my nose. I didn't even notice.
To jump in really quick, because Matt started talking about episode 7. Spoiler alert for episode 7 and 8 of the Bad Batch. That's what we're going to be chatting about today.
Too late about that.
Before, well, you didn't really reveal anything, so it's okay.
They're in danger every week. You don't have to worry.
Yeah. We're in danger. Oh boy.
Yeah. So episode 7, Battle Scars. Episode 8, Reunion.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Disney Plus thing pulled up just so I don't forget the names of the episodes because I've done that before. But Matt, you just got back. Sorry, a loud motorcycle outside. Matt, you just got back from Batu. How was it?
It was interesting, definitely interesting. As somebody who's been there before, all the COVID restrictions, it's definitely a different feeling going there. First of all, I haven't been on Rise of the Resistance yet, and I could not get on Rise of the Resistance. And it was my dad and I up at 6:30 a.m., ready to go with the boarding pass, and literally in 7 seconds we were told by one of the Disney employees all the spots were filled and we couldn't get in. And we tried again because they open it at 7 a.m. and then they open it at 1 p.m. and I couldn't get in either one of those. It was that popular. It was that quick. But the rest of Galaxy's Edge is great.
The rest of it's great.
There's a line to get into the market, which was a little off-putting because I love the kind of free flow where you just walk in, walk around the shops, peruse. You couldn't really do that. There were incredibly long lines trying to get into Doc Ondar's shop and the droid depot, and you couldn't get into the cantina. So, but nevertheless, the atmosphere is great, and Smuggler's Run is a blast. And they still had the Hondo animatronic going, which I was super happy about because nice, a lot of the stuff at Disney World, they shut down certain aspects of the line to keep the line moving. But Hondo was still operational while you were walking through, and I couldn't be more happy because he looks great. The person I was with was like, is that a real person? Because he looks that good. It's ridiculous.
So AJ and I have said it multiple times, but we've yet to go. John, have you been to Galaxy's Edge?
I'm going on the 13th of June. July, sorry.
So exciting. Okay. Have fun.
I assure you it will already be different than the experience I had because the day we left, they got rid of the mask order. And I think they're going to be starting to open everything up a little more. They're going to start letting more people in and stuff. But be ready for Rise of the Resistance. I was, and I still didn't get in, but be even more ready. I can give you tips after we end the podcast if you want.
Please,
and that was all for Batu East, and so I'm not sure what the rules are for Disneyland because Matt went to Orlando. So
Disneyland just started letting out-of-state people in.
Right.
They had
we don't know what their full rules are, but anyway,
great.
Glad to know Hondo's there. We get Hondo in the Bad Batch.
We'll. I think we will. Now that you mention it,
you should.
There's no doubt. There is such a gap between his Clone Wars appearance and his Rebels appearance. What happened to Hondo between then?
What happens to Hondo?
What happens to Hondo? We have to know.
In these episodes, episodes 7 and 8, we do bump into some old friends. Battle Scars, episode 7.
Dianoga, yeah.
Yeah, the Dianoga. We see our good old friend, Captain Rex.
There you go.
There he is.
Chilling at Sid's Cantina, or whatever it's called.
AJ, I really love the thought of you just having these action figures lined up in front of you
just ready to go.
Them up
they're all there. The gang is all
display.
there.
It's perfect.
For some reason, I have other Rex here. Rex.
I don't.
The original DOG
just
Rex.
in case.
DJ
There's
Rex.
no reason that one should be down there. So.
We've got Hunter out. So we got the gang's all here, as we always say.
Gang's all here. But yeah, I love the reveal for Rex. Like it was not really a surprise as much as it should have been. I feel like because they were like, oh, it's cliffhanger, it's someone in a cloak. But like you put the 2 and 2 together, you know who it's going to be. And then like the moment you see it, him just being like Aragorn in the corner over there.
Yeah,
that was like it was
Aragorn Rex. I didn't even think of that.
That's exactly what it was.
Dinosaur.
His eyes, those were Rebels Rex. Like that, he's gone. Like. That's all I have to say about that. I'm gone. Like it takes me every week. It's so difficult to not say that this episode wrecked me because there is a character named Wrecker. So like I can't like use that term to describe things. But like every single week though, every episode, I'm just like, oh my god.
On a side note, this is kind of like the first arc of Bad Batch because these episodes went 2 and 2. I mean, it's a to be continued thing at the end. So like. These 2 episodes back to back, I haven't watched them like that yet. I really wanted to before this, but probably the best 2 episodes of the season.
Yes.
And, seeing Rex, that's always a good time. And they travel to Braca. Everyone that predicted that junk planet was Braca was right, which I guess you can only have one junk planet in the galaxy.
That's it.
And
one place for your trash.
Those junkers had the same ponchos that Cal uses. Like that was
that's right.
Giveaway. Yeah.
Same exact Scrappers Guild.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love Star Wars ponchos. So many ponchos in this show.
I almost had like a guilty want to see Cal. Like I almost was like, ooh, maybe we'll see some like scrappy little 12-year-old redhead running around. But
he is there.
I knew that was a long shot. I wasn't gonna get myself like disappointed if I didn't see him, obviously. But still.
I wanted to see his friend, coworker,
that would have been
Magneto. I want to see him.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, they could literally have like people running and they're just like there in the background, and it's just like a one-off line like that. I would be happy with that, but
that would have been cool, like R2 and 3PO and Rogue One.
Yeah,
kind of cameo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Rex tells them the batch about the I almost said the scars, the soon to be scars, the chips in their heads.
The inhibitor chips.
And we all know Wrecker's a ticking time bomb. Everyone was worried about that. They teased it for long enough, and he finally snapped on Braca as they're about to get their chips out. And that was some scary stuff for Star Wars. Matt, you weren't here when we broke it down a couple weeks ago or last week, but it was very similar to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 when Doc Ock breaks out of the thing and the lights are flickering, and it was very like horror movie-ish, but in animation.
And then he pauses and he goes, no, and then all the tentacles go up and they're like waving around going, no. That's the best.
Yeah, Doc Ock's tentacles, not but there were tentacles in this episode though, with the Dianoga.
Which
Dr. Dianoga.
Okay, so the thing that tries to eat, what is it? Did you say Ralph?
Wrecker.
What? No. In
Prouf.
Prauf.
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 The thing that tries to eat him in Fallen Order. That's not a Dianoga, right? That's like a offshoot of the Sarlacc, right?
Yeah.
I always figured that they were going to be the same animal.
I think so. It's like the big like trash
monster
eater kind of thing.
You know how it is.
Which you see in like Resistance Reborn also.
Hold on, what's going on?
Do you hear that horn honking?
Yeah.
It's like nonstop.
Dude, be careful. Every horror movie I've ever seen, that's how like the zombie apocalypse starts.
Nothing to do with the podcast, I'm sure.
No, this is good. This is good stuff.
You walk outside and you hear the horn.
Okay, sorry about that.
Somebody's running towards you. Next thing you know.
Speaking of, but that.
Sorry.
No worries. That's great.
Like there was an accident or something outside. But
we got to see some California.
I know, we're all like, ooh, what's
wilderness.
that?
That's nice.
California wilderness.
California wilderness. Sorry about that, guys. I'm
no, all good.
No worries. Uh-oh.
And he's gone. Well, he'll be back. He'll be back.
In greater numbers.
And in greater numbers.
So. Just by himself in the pit droid. This is how horror movies start. Oh, maybe. There he is.
Hey.
There you go.
Welcome back.
Just like he's gone.
Sorry.
So where were we?
So horror movies in Star Wars, and don't go outside if you hear horn honking. But really, Wrecker hunting everyone down was one of the most terrifying things I have ever seen in Star Wars. And like I didn't think that like anyone was really gonna die, but it was very heart stopping. All of it, yeah. And you never. This was like the most intense version of Order 66 that we've like really seen. Also, if you like think about it, because like we've seen like his relationship developing with like the entire batch and like everyone else, and like how close they all truly are, and seeing someone that you literally care for so much just snap like that is the worst.
Yeah. And he
Especially,
almost snapped Tech's neck. You said you didn't think anyone was gonna die. Neither did I. But
yeah, I mean, like they all definitely got like hurt from it.
I mean, I was worried that Wrecker was going to die. I was worried that they weren't going to be able to do it in time. And stop laughing; it's not funny.
I'm sorry.
Wrecker dying is not funny.
And I'm just like,
no, I know.
It's
yeah,
me.
I didn't think.
I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries.
But yeah, like everyone definitely got hurt from it as well, which is like the harder part. Is like he did hurt everyone, at least in some way, physically or a little bit mentally as well. Because like I don't know.
I do like how the next episode starts with him and Omega, though, kind of making amends
immediately.
Yeah,
it makes up for it. It makes up for
exactly.
it.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about the Mantel mix.
Sorry.
No, go for it. What do you?
Yeah.
No. I just wanted to chime in too. Episode 7 for me was probably the scariest Star Wars in general. I think that we've seen. And like you said, it's like the most intense version of Order 66 that we've seen. I think also season 7 of the Clone Wars had that when they had literally Rex and everyone kind of turn on Ahsoka, and that was also very intense, very scary. It's like where it's like, you're like, the world's crumbling, on these characters, and when you saw Wrecker snap, the music changed and you saw him blink, and you're like, oh no, like you knew something. Obviously, he changed, and I didn't know what to expect. He threw Tech, and then when he grabs Hunter and basically kind of like chokes him out a bit and starts chasing Omega, you didn't know what the hell was going to happen. Heck for that. But and then luckily Rex was there to sorry. I just wanted to chime in. That's like the freakiest moment.
Whenever Rex pulls out his blaster to like stun him, and then it gets knocked away, and you're like, oh, here we go.
And
that kind of thing.
But it's like,
oh no.
But it shows you like the efficiency and like the like this is the scariest clone around. Like this is the apex clone in Wrecker. So instantly, he's just all business. Puts the helmet on. The second Rex pops the blaster, it's gone out of his hand. It's like this dude is a beast, and it's like everyone's just running and ducking and get him out of the room. He's going to destroy everything. It's like this is the worst case scenario I think that could have happened and did. And it was cool to see them kind of figure it out.
Yeah,
it was good payoff for 6 episodes of build up for sure.
6 episodes of comically bonking the head, seriously bonking the head, and he hit his head again in episode 8, just like again.
They pretty much had the A team there between Rex, Hunter, Tech, and Echo,
Yeah.
And they barely stopped them. You know, Rex got there last minute. So yeah, that shows how strong Wrecker is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all like inferior to him and not, you know, one way or another, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think that another like big piece of it afterwards, because AJ, you just mentioned Echo. So this episode, the entire series has been aesthetically gorgeous. All of it has. But like in episode 7, Vraka shouldn't be as gorgeous as it is for a scrap junkyard planet, but it is. My favorite shot of episode 7 alone is after Wrecker goes berserk and they go to take the chip out, and it's Rex in the hallway, just looking at his helmet and thinking about everything. But like the shot that's like immediately after of him in the doorway and then everyone else in the background, the way it fades. Echo could have been standing next to Rex the entire time. He could have been, because he obviously knows Rex. He's very close with him, but he was standing with the Batch. This is Echo has found his new family with the Batch. He definitely could have been like with Rex that entire time, and Rex knows to give him the space because Echo he's moved on a little. And like, I don't want to bring up the 5 situation, but we got to bring that up because Rex offhandedly mentions that like 5's told him about it through the messages and whatnot, and Echo like kind of like doesn't like blink an eye at it, and it's like, why didn't he? But like I like to feel it's a situation where obviously he knows 5's is gone, and it's more of the less I know the better, and I can actually like move on, and maybe one day we will like learn more about like how Echo is actually like processing that. But it's clear now that he has like found his like new group of people finally, and really like coming into them. At least that's how I feel.
I was a little bummed out they didn't talk too much about 5's and they brushed that over, but because Echo and 5's and the whole Domino Squad was some of my favorite part of Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they're all brothers, but they were really, really brothers, best brothers.
Really brothers.
I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking when they just like threw 5's under the rug in like one line. But maybe, you know, it would have been tough to do all of that. Maybe him and Rex, Echo and Rex, have talked about it before off screen or something. Yeah. But
yeah, I think that's probably what happened.
I just think they couldn't fit it in.
Yeah.
It's not really like the time to be like talking about it as well. Especially like
True.
I feel like if they're on a mission, they're not gonna go and get all like mushy gushy and like get like really emotional, because like Rex knows better than to bring up something like that and like compromise everything. So not really the time for it. But those shots were like just really, really powerful. And then it goes immediately to everyone just like snoozing and just being together, and it's just like this
snoozing.
Look at this family. Like
I saw you share that picture of Rex looking at his helmet, everyone in the background. It was nice.
Yeah, so like I mean, like we watch the episodes on Friday mornings before I have to like go to work, and usually like I'll like do like a quick like rewatch of like little like scenes, and I'll like take photos of everything just like of like my like TV, and I'm like, this is awful. But then I can't do anything about it until like Monday because I don't want to do spoilers, but I'll like chat around with people and be like, oh my god, this and that. And that was just like one of those scenes in which I was just like in pieces, like the worst.
But yeah, the Batch, they get their chips out. It's a happy ending for the moment being, and for the time being, and they have a little bit of popcorn.
And then we're on pocket popcorn.
And then we're on to episode 8, reunion.
I love the popcorn add-in. Like that was something that they didn't need to do, but it is just like so. It's so like light and everything, with just like in the beginning of 20 cartons of Mantel mix, and Hunter is just I love when something happens and Hunter just has no idea about it, and just when he gets like pretty much rip shit about it, it's just like I love it. The Mantel mix text.
Sid's like charging him for it, and he's like, "What? Who's eating all this? What is this?"
It's so good. And then I love how Omega just like has it in her pocket. It's casual because she has all those pouches now. We got to put snacks in there.
True.
But then, episode 8, we know that the Empire is going to show up, and they pretty much do off the bat. We see Tech and Omega on the bridge. That red light starts flashing, and Tech's like, "Oh, that's just a faulty light." And then we see the Lambda shuttles, or maybe probably the wrong term. I don't know what shuttles.
Not clear.
We see the shuttles pull over, and we're like, "Oh,
yeah,
business is about to go down." But the Kaminoans tease sort of earlier in the episode that a bounty hunter their bounty hunter is on the trail, and we're assuming that's Fennec.
Bounty hunters.
Yes.
Bounty hunters, right?
You say hunters. How many?
And hunters. There's 3 hunters now. There's Hunter, Fennec Shan, and Cad Bane.
So many hunters.
That was really bad.
So yes, I'll pull out my toys for this because they're here.
There he is. You got him.
Yeah.
It might be an unpopular opinion, but I feel like did Cad need to be the one? Like I do like him, and I feel like they threw him in there as a redemption for what they didn't do with Boba and him.
Yeah.
Kind of like still bring him into like because they still wanted to do some kind of story with him. But it's like it could have been so many. They could have introduced a new bounty hunter. They could have brought a even more random like he's so close to that series already. It's like to the Clone Wars and everything. Like I feel like it could have been anyone else, which is it's still fine. It's still fine. Cad Bane, great. He's great. Don't get me wrong. He is great.
Yeah.
But it's like it could have been anyone else, and I feel like it would have been like a more like ooh, because I don't know.
I get what you mean. So you mean this is a new show, you want new characters.
Hunter, I don't know.
This goes pretty much to, the Bad Batch is like Clone Wars 0.5. I mean, really, that's what the Bad Batch really is. As much as I love to call it a new show, they really go out of their way to be like, actually, everything from Clone Wars is in this too.
Well, even look at Rebels. Rebels has like all the characters bleed over as well. So we know that these animated shows, Dave Filoni likes to, and others like to, and the crew like to mesh it together. But I get you. I was very excited. Jamie and I were very excited to see Cad Bane. But I get what you mean. Like, we have a new Imperial guy. We have Rampart.
So it was a really fun reveal. Like I agree with you though. Like they could have like done someone like differently, but like for the episode itself, it was a really fun reveal. The way that they like set all of it up is just walking into the hangar and be like, oh, someone killed these clones. This isn't good. And then and the Western music and another gorgeous shot of like the two of them with the standoff.
But it almost
a sucker for the Old West showdowns.
That almost makes me worry that they used the Boba Fett Cad Bane showdown and like adapted it into that moment.
Yeah. So
I want them to still do the Boba Fett Cad Bane showdown later on in the show, or somehow, I want them to reuse that. They know how popular that is.
Yeah.
And I no offense to the, Hunter, but I want to see Boba. I want to see Boba get shot in the helmet with the dent.
I love how Hunter gave it his best shot. He really did.
I guess.
But like, well,
not literally.
He's not good at like a standoff though. Like he has like the enhanced senses and whatnot, but like
I was half expecting him to reach for his knife.
Standoff. Throws the knife.
He's not a sharpshooting. Yeah.
No.
He just throws his knife.
Not his forte. Oh god. Random side note, I love in his like civilian outfit, the knife is like on his like back and it sticks out like so far. Like but it's just like a random thing. Hunter and the knife, too good. I
thought Hunter was dead for like 2 seconds. I was like, wow.
Omega thinks he's dead. Omega's gonna feel guilty as all
Omega thinks he's dead,
of that as well.
I didn't think of that.
I didn't even think of that either.
It's not gonna be good. The next time we see her, she's not gonna be happy for more ways than one.
What if we get a whole episode without the batch? Because I was thinking before the season how they could involve all these outside of the batch things. What if we get an episode or like pieces of an episode where it's mostly following Omega, like with Cad, and we see like different bounty hunter stuff, different underworld stuff? That would be kind of cool.
Omega's walkabout.
Yeah.
You see Fennec there, and Fennec recognizes her. Like, what?
Yeah, and then we see Boba. Because I always, Matt brought up the Boba versus Cad thing. And I was like, how would that work if, the Bad Batch is always around? Would they just be sitting there watching? So...
Yeah. And then IG-11 shows up and is like, I got to kill this kid.
Boba steals Omega from Cad, and they have their duel. So we have another duel.
War of the Bounty Hunters, if you will.
Since Boba is a kid right now, he is a kid. He could easily just be doing kid stuff and just...
How old is he now?
I don't know.
Doing kid stuff, buying candy.
Doing kid stuff and be like,
he's older than Omega,
playing
right?
stickball in the...
Not that much older.
Okay. He's probably a teenager. 13, maybe.
Yeah.
But we saw that he could still be badass as a kid when in Clone Wars. So.
Well, he was gonna be he was gonna be badass
Yeah.
as a kid in Clone Wars because he was gonna have the showdown.
Right. Well, I hope we see Boba. It is the year of Boba, as we keep bringing up.
It is the year of Boba, so they have. I have no doubt they're going to put him.
Especially if we have Fennec, it'd be cool to see Fennec and Boba develop their relationship early on, like now instead of when they meet.
I mean, did they meet in Mandalorian or did they meet back then?
Right, that's the big question.
I don't see them meeting in Mandalorian. You don't just like walk around the desert, stumble upon a dead body, and you're like, I should replace this person's torso.
Yeah, he must have known her. You're like, oh shit, it's Fennec. Like,
I mean, like he must have like I don't know. She either like called him up or he knew where she was or something along those lines.
Because he saved her, so she owed him a life debt or whatever, some sort of debt where she had to help him until something.
Yeah.
So maybe they were like hardcore rivals the way Cad and Boba were. Maybe Fennec's also the same way, kind of like every man for themselves, everyone for themselves, whatever. And then she ends up having to owe him for saving her. And then they become buddy, but they
I like
that.
And
I hope it happens because that would make sense. It's just weird. You'd pick someone up out of the desert and be like, oh man, this looks like this person who's wearing the same outfit like 20 years ago. I should help them.
30 years later,
Hey, if it works, it works. If I could wear the same outfit every day without being judged, I would.
You can't.
A lot of people have a lot of clothes in the galaxy.
I do.
Right?
I have been wearing the same clothes.
Jeans
and a t-shirt for the last 30 years.
The celebration shirt, Matt, with the Papa Yoda with the tie-dye. Matt literally wore the same shirt for celebration every single day. He washed it like every night, but like it's the same shirt every day.
I was debating on whipping it out today, but that's like a celebration only shirt. That's like
exclusive,
extremely exclusive shirt.
I still have a lot of questions about Fennec. We saw her like big fancy ship in that what was episode 3 or something. So like,
that's not.
She need all that space for.
What's going on?
Very big.
She seems all fancy. Even her. I mean, she has the same outfit as we mentioned. It's a fancy outfit. It's not like she's like a half-assed bounty hunter here. She seems pretty pro. So
we still don't know. We don't know anything about like where she came from or anything like that. So like, I don't know. Maybe it's a family business kind of thing.
Family business.
Family business.
Fennec, or a
Shand bounty hunting company.
Speaking of ships, they mentioned in episode 8 the name of the Bad Batch's ship. They spoke the name of it finally. So it's belovedly known as the Havoc Marauder or just the Marauder. Obviously, this is something I am utterly obsessed with because of the word Marauder. But they said it not once but twice in episode 8, and I'm over the moon. Like beyond the galaxy. Like we so
here
excited
at H Marauders love the Havoc Marauder.
I love it. Like it wasn't said at all the entire season until episode 8, and they say it twice. Like Wrecker says it once, and then I believe like Hunter says it the other time. So I'm just like, perfect, great.
And you both have the same letters. HoloNet Marauders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Havoc Marauder. HM.
That's so good.
Perfect.
So happy about it.
I hope people secretly think of us when they hear it in the show. So.
They might.
I actually do. I do think of you guys when I hear it.
Oh.
That means a lot.
So,
that means
we're not Marauders. We're allies.
Free advertising from Lucasfilm. Thank you, Lucasfilm.
I love
Crosshair.
that.
Yeah, good brain.
We didn't talk about Crosshair. That was the reunion. Crosshair and the boys are back together. But
there you go.
Was that a reunion? It's interesting that it was called a reunion. I guess like it's just like, hey Hunter, we tracked you down.
That was a reunion.
Oh, maybe that was the reunion.
Ooh.
See, I love these titles because
I mean we hadn't seen Crosshair in a while, but
maybe it was just 2 reunions. Reunions.
That's what it's a double meaning.
So Crosshair.
You could very much.
I love how he so easily tracked them down with everything because he knew all the moves that they were going to make. Oh wait, go ahead.
So is Crosshair getting some sort of mechanical eye now so he can scope better?
Ooh.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be nice. But it's the other eye.
He was like this. He was like sort of like this when they wrapped him up. Remember?
Yeah. He got his left eye was the one that got scorched, but like.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the Ochia Bestoon implant.
The little slit eyes.
like jokingly when we like first like watched it, he was like all like bandaged up, and AJ's like, "Is that Dengar?" And like
I know,
I'm just
right?
like,
Well, my first thought was like he looks like Dengar. It was
Why'd they make him
strange.
look like Dengar?
and wears the bandages for the rest of his life.
Also, something I was thinking about during this episode that I didn't think about before. Did Crosshair like carve a circle around his eye?
It's a tattoo.
That's it doesn't look like
Yeah.
a
I think
tattoo.
tattoo.
Yeah, it's a tattoo.
Or like a scarification, maybe.
Yeah, that's what
Maybe.
I was thinking. That it looks almost like a scar,
It
which would be-
maybe.
which
Could be.
stinks. Why would you do that, dude? Your eyes are very important to you.
I want to know
Maybe
how
they.
Wrecker got his scar.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the Kaminoans like
Oh.
did some experiments, and it's gonna happen.
Maybe.
Also, I just want to
It's
point
gonna
out,
happen.
Watermelon into the head or something.
I just Googled Crosshair to like look at his face, and the second thing that pops up when you Google Crosshair is Crosshair Dengar. So
Hey, we aren't the only ones.
Hey, it's not too far off. It's
it
not
was
gonna-
pretty
not gonna happen.
pretty blatant.
okay, that's definitely a
Yeah.
tattoo. Yeah, I was totally wrong. He did not carve a circle into his face. Confirmed.
No. He's not Victor
first year.
Zaz.
No.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, but going back to it, I love how he was able to track them down so easily. Like he like knew how to create the diversion that they would fall for, and then figure out where they would go in the first place. They still managed to outsmart him though, but
We're smarter than this.
they are though.
It's 5
Apparently
against
not.
1 now, yeah, or 4
Just
against 1.
barely.
And he confronted them in the what do you call that? The turret bay.
Artillery
or-
deck?
Yeah, the artillery
Yeah.
deck that we see in Revenge of the Sith. It's like the same shot, and the noises were the same, right?
Yeah.
The sound design in this show has been amazing. Callbacks
They've
to
literally like
Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the
ripped
Sith. No,
sound effects directly from the prequels and just plop them in. But it's perfect. It's done so
even
well.
Wrecker throwing the shell, the torpedo at the clone trooper, stormtrooper. What do we call them?
Yeah,
And it made
the
the same
flamethrower.
Ping noise as the shell falling out in Revenge of the Sith. So yeah, Matt said they plucked the sound effects, and I love that.
They've been
I-
doing that a lot lately, not just with like the not the what was it,
Animation
Pantora episode where it
Zam
just
Wesell
sounded
speeder.
like and
Mhm.
then also like even in Mandalorian they did the seismic charge sound just
Right.
for us.
Well, they
They
had,
had
to
to do
in
that
that
one.
situation because that's literally the ship. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean they didn't
Okay.
have to, but they did for us.
they had to. You don't have the slave one and not make that noise. Excuse me.
You did in episode 5
Well,
in Empire
true.
Strikes Back.
you need to retroactively add that one in. That's an edit we need still. I forgot what I was gonna say. Dang it.
Crosshair.
Nope. It was after that. It's okay. It'll come. It'll eventually come back.
So yeah, they armed the cannons to knock
Oh,
Crosshair
I
out,
remember.
and
I remember. I loved Wrecker with all the explosives and the bombs.
Oh yeah.
Like it's his thing, obviously. But he's like trying to claw off the door, and Omega's just like boop and opens.
yeah, that was a good touch.
It's just so dumb. I love it.
Brain over brawn.
He
it's
needs
so
Omega.
good.
Him
He
and
really
Omega
does.
go hand in hand because
Great team.
he rushes into things. She kind of thinks things through. Is his brain.
Yeah, it's perfect. I love in that scene also. Echo straight up asks Hunter something like, "What are we doing? Like, why could we go with Rex? Like, what are we actually trying to do here?" And Hunter just kind of like stops and like doesn't like say anything. You can just like tell like the visual confusion under his helmet. Just like I have no idea what we're trying to do right now. Like, not a clue, not a thought. Like he's very confused, which stinks for a
I really
leader right
don't-
now.
Not going with Rex thing is so weird because
It is.
if I was in their position, I would want to go with what I'm familiar with. And like Rex is like, I don't want to say a brother to them. Like they it's someone they can trust,
Like a
and that's
big
hard to
brother.
come by. Like
Big
a big
brother.
brother. And
Omega does call him old.
Generation one.
someone like
Yeah, he
that's
is
hard
old.
to come by in this era they're in now. So I don't know why they didn't go with Rex. I know they're trying to keep Omega safe, but no matter what, they're going to fall into battles.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
that's
running
weird.
they're working for like crime lords. Like that's not. You're telling me that's safer than going off
They're
with
like
Rex? I don't
mercenaries
know.
now, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we
and-
feel
and
about-
all these-
But Rex probably like Rex is like, I'll see you guys later. They're not like, oh, sorry to invite her. So, like, okay, cool, we'll see you later. Like,
Yeah,
we'll call you when we need you or something.
They don't want to be rude. Probably got I like that.
Also, you know it's funny.
Yeah, they
Rex,
want to invite themselves like that.
Yeah, it's rude to invite yourself to things. You don't want to be like, "Hey, can we come with you, please?"
We see Rex take the time to like put a robe on and like hide himself, but the Batch just walk around in their armor like willy nilly. Like
yeah, what are they
except
doing?
for that one episode where they put hats on.
Right, the hats.
Yeah.
I pointed this out.
Did you notice the hats are actually like Endor style?
Yeah, with like the extra like quilting and whatnot.
That's right.
Yeah. I pointed this out a couple weeks ago or something, but everyone has had a costume change except Tech.
Oops.
Somehow.
Why would
what the heck was that?
Tech wouldn't need a costume change. He's the most efficient of the batch.
Look,
perfect.
Why did Wrecker put on the poncho and the hat on Cut's farm? There was it was great, but there was no need for it. He didn't go anywhere.
Cold.
I mean, like at the end, he was like blending in with them. But if you're looking closely, which I unfortunately always am, he's still wearing the bottom half of his armor, but just not the top part. So like Wrecker has that. Obviously, Hunter has the full outfit from Cut, and Omega now has pouches, and even Echo has the droid outfit. What's Tech doing? Nothing. He's just there. No changes.
Yeah, he hasn't had a change.
Not like I'm like analyzing this very closely, but I am.
I loved Echo's droid look. That was fun.
Oh, Echo's droid look was great. I wish they would bring that back.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
I bet they will.
Oh, and then Crosshair obviously has the Imperial look. So yes, he has had an outfit change. So
he has the biggest outfit change, yeah.
The biggest,
the true
personality,
master of disguise is
brain
Gonky,
change
though.
and outfit change.
Yeah.
The true master of disguises.
Whole shit.
I love Gonky.
Gonky's great.
It's just like such a silly little addition.
I need a big Gonky episode one of these days. We still have 8 more to go.
He is part of the batch.
Oh yeah,
he's
their droid.
He's the unsung hero. Like he needs to do more though. I want to see him like.
Speaking of which, Matt, there's something I wanted to bring up to you that you mentioned to me the other night. You don't like Cad Bane's Seth Green droid.
No, I don't.
And I don't know why. You always like goofy things, though.
I like goofy things, but I like appropriately goofy things, and I don't think he's appropriately goofy. I think he's like, ooh, this character is too intense for the kiddies. Let's add Seth Green to make them laugh and chuckle. And I don't know. It just doesn't mesh, doesn't blend.
My booster.
I think I agree with you, man. That droid is kind of random for Cad Bane.
Yeah,
he is. But Matt, you were the chosen one.
Oh yeah,
you were the one who got me into all the goofiness of Star Wars. Like
I love Goofy. You know?
By goofy, we mean like crazy looking aliens and like just weird.
I mean like silly
like
too. I mean, you know me, I'm all about the caretakers. My favorite thing in The Last Jedi, the caretakers. I love them, and those are incredibly silly. I don't know.
Silly. Too silly. Too silly.
You are.
They're great.
Oh my god.
They're just trying to take care of the temple. Everybody's showing up, messing it up, getting mad.
Oh gee, right over here. Yelling and catching the rocks and looking at Rey, and she's just like, I'm leaving. Goodbye.
But I don't know. There's just something about like these Clone Wars had a lot of silly droid stuff. That I don't know why. I don't know. It didn't work for me for some reason.
Meeber
Gascon. I hate that because it's George Lucas's favorite arc, and I feel so guilty. And every time I'm like, I have to skip this because I don't like it, even though it's incredibly important.
Hey, Gregor's in it.
Yeah, guess where you meet Gregor.
Hey, good segue. Good segue because Gregor's a commando. And guys, so Hunter's visor reactivates at the end of the episode, and it is exactly the same display as Republic Commandos, which is, oh my gosh. So I first saw Aubrey from Convor Call post about it, and I was like, look at this. It is so good. And I've seen like multiple edits so far since, in which it's also like kind of like the same exact like audio like setup as like one specific like scene, which is insane that they like are just dropping that in there. We got 2 video game references within this like stretch of episodes alone, with being on Raqqa from Fallen Order and now Republic Commando. Like,
good point.
You like forget that like the Bad Batch are commandos. You just think that they're like not regular troopers, but you forget that they're actual commandos, and it's like, well, this makes total sense that like that is what the display looks like.
Like, that
was a very cool shot. Yeah.
It's totally a nod to the game.
I was hoping we could have seen the windshield wiper come by, the whatever you call that.
Yeah. Oh, I got a little smuts on my visor. Take care of that. Just to do it, just to show us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved how chaotic that was. Also, just like them coming back in the first place, and just oh my god, is Hunter dead? No, he's not dead. Get on the ship, and it's just everyone everywhere, and it was it's just so good.
I think Cad Bane should have dressed as a clone. I still love that he disguised himself as a clone in the Clone Wars, even though his head is like incredibly bulbous. How does it work? How does that work? How did you do that?
I thought the same thing.
I didn't really think of this parallel till now, but we see Hunter being carried out by his brothers, and we see Crosshair being tended to and kind of carried out by his squad. And
Holy
that's very
crap. That's a good.
I don't want to say it's very Anakin Padme, like Revenge of the Sith, but it's.
But that's a good. Similar. That's actually a really good observation.
But
I really
two
like
leaders.
That. I didn't think
the
of
two
that.
leaders are her.
Two leaders,
and it's like how they treat each other. Like the Bad Batch is like so concerned about Hunter that they're like scrambling to fix him, while Crosshair is just like sitting there wrapped up like mad and angry and yelling at them like
it's kind of like
do this
Zeb and Callus in Rebels. Like we see like when they're stuck together on that planet, and Callus sees like the family that Zeb has, and then no one gives a crap about Callus back on the Imperial.
Callus and his Moonrock just being sad.
So it's another cool parallel.
No, that was a really good thought. Did you just think of that? That was good.
Yeah, just thought of it.
Yeah, that one thought. That's great.
That's great. Good thought.
I told you on the fly. I get these thoughts
every once in a while.
So where do we think it goes from here? What do we think happens next?
I think that they're probably tracking them. There's definitely some sort of tracking device on the Marauder. Why would they not put something on there? Cad might be tracking. Maybe the Empire is tracking them. I find it a really dumb move if they sent a crew to check out the ship and they didn't put a tracking device on it. And it's not like they would have had any time to look for it because of all the mass hysteria as they were leaving. So I think that might be happening.
Is Crosshair's job is specifically to wipe the Bad Batch out? What is his specific prerogative?
I think so.
I guess that's like his current mission.
Was he hunting for Omega the same as the bounty hunters were?
No,
I don't think so.
So his specific prerogative is to kill the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He's hunting the rogue clone troopers.
But he was down to kill Omega. He was like, aim for the girl.
Aim for the girl. What are you doing, dude?
Yeah, she's one of the rogue clone troopers though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was specifically her though. It was just
that's going to be really awkward.
Yeah.
When Cad Bane brings her back to Camino, and then Crosshair shows up, and he's like, "Gotta aim for the child."
Wait a minute.
So, I mean, like, I hope that in the next few episodes we'll get some scenes with Omega and Crosshair potentially, because like if they're back on Camino, Omega obviously is gonna like wake up from being stunned, and Crosshair needs to heal from the explosion, so it's potential they might just like be in like the med bay kind of thing. Because Omega did have like the one-off line with him, just like, I know what you're about to do, and it's not your fault. And she feels for him, but he doesn't know why, and she doesn't even know why.
I bet you she's gonna talk him down
somehow.
I bet she's gonna say like, or whatever, like speak to him again, like, this isn't your fault, let me help you type thing. Let's go and get this chip out type thing. Maybe he breaks her out or something.
Hopefully,
we already she brought it back up again in this last episode where she kind of like calls to him about that.
Do we think Omega has a chip? Like, that thought has been bothering me for the past couple, because like she says that she doesn't, but like, what if she does?
Can you imagine her going like,
yes,
her chip goes off, all in the ship with that.
she is a clone. Oh gosh.
I don't know. I do feel like she secretly does, because they all had them, and why would that exclude Omega? I mean, we know
but we don't know her story.
Project. True.
Yeah.
We don't know we don't know her enhancement. We don't know where she came from, what her deal is, why she's a kid and not an adult, or why she's a female, and a bunch of.
I mean, it goes back to originally we were like, oh well, like in like the first episode we're like, oh well, the Bad Batch even have inhibitor chips, and it goes back to the Kaminoans were told to make all these clones and follow through with the product in which every clone gets a chip. So maybe obviously Omega is like an unsanctioned, unapproved experiment. So
prototype. Yeah.
She probably won't. Yeah, okay. So forget I asked. She probably won't have one.
I'm still thinking about it though.
Scared.
There's a lot of mystery.
Still holding out.
I'm
still holding out.
Very scared.
Force sensitive, but that's my problem.
I would have thought the Bad Batch wouldn't have had it, but
yeah, that's true.
Interesting.
Because if they all had it, and then they were enhanced, so their deviant nature kind of messed with the chip or the way it's supposed to work. But they would still have it, I guess. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess you're born with it. So you might not be too.
No, they are. That's part of the Fives arc. Fives and AZ go to the archive, and that's where they learned the chip is implanted at the earliest stage of development. So like they are born with it inherently. So
Interesting. Do we think we're getting this clone rebellion?
Yes, definitely.
This season, though.
Yeah, I think the whole contingency plan that the Kaminoans brought up. I think that's a perfect hint right towards some kind of like clone uprising or something where they turn the clones against the Empire, because right now it seems like the Empire is still using clones. Like they're training, they want to use clones to train the new generation, and they're still using them. How do we go from, all clones to no clones like extremely fast?
Yeah.
Do you think they can like reverse Order 66, like send another order and be like, okay, actually, just kidding.
They can't reverse Order 66 because the reverse is 66. You can't reverse.
Well, I don't know.
They can override it.
Weren't there more like order? There wasn't order. There an Order 65 as well, where they go against the Emperor.
Probably.
Or is that not canon?
I mean, if there is an Order 66,
right now, but it could
need to be.
Could be reintroduced.
The fact there is an Order 66 gives the feeling that there are 65 orders before that. So,
I mean,
and we know there's a final order.
Right.
So,
and then there is the final order. So, I mean,
first order.
I feel like if the Kaminoans one day might just like send out like a message, it could be something totally different, and all of a sudden everyone's just gonna like snap back or just do something totally different in which just their directive changes. That'd be really cool because then everyone's like back.
But you're on a roll there, because if they can change them to turn on, would they essentially be able to change them to turn off also? Or change a different order or whatever?
I think so.
Could that be how Crosshair returns to the light when they switch his chip to turn on the Empire?
Yeah, I mean,
another weird parallel.
Oh gosh,
I'm going deep today, I guess.
Okay.
Clones were always fighting droids, but they're not really any different than droids because they can be controlled by these chips. And changing their prerogative is to like
changing your
very
programming.
droid-like. It reminds me of shutting down the droids in episode 1.
The chips take away their autonomy as humans.
Yeah.
And the Clone Wars, the show, did a really good job of developing the clones as people and giving them different personalities and tattoos and haircuts and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Where in the old Legends, they were more like bio droids, basically just like these subservient people who had no personalities and were, just there to take orders. And they didn't have chips. So Order 66 was literally like, oh, yeah, sure, we'll kill the Jedi, sure. I don't care. Yeah. It's totally
that was
different.
Weird. The Battlefront 2 campaign, the old one.
I think I think making the clones people definitely was a good decision, I think, for the Clone Wars and canon in general. Just, making that switch makes the chips 10 times more powerful. Because chips controlling and taking away your personality is literally extremely droid-like. Like, you're right. I know this has probably been said to death, but I just really love that parallel where they essentially turned all of the clones into droids, and it's like it's like their worst hell. Like, imagine you know.
It is really cool. Well, cool in a bad way.
I'd like to think also, like, when they're under the effects of Order 66, when the chip is activated, they're conscious of what they're doing, but they have no idea. Because Wrecker is very confused afterwards, obviously, and he kind of like says that he like wanted to like stop, but he couldn't. And that's just terrifying. So like I feel like if they do like end up doing some sort of like, hey, we're gonna reverse everything, all of these clones are gonna remember everything that happened and be like, this sucks. Well, now we have a lot of fuel to the fire.
That happens in the Kanan comic. One of the clones breaks through his programming, and he feels like so guilty about trying to hunt down this kid that he blows his own ship up and kills everybody on board and him because he just feels so guilty about it. I was like, oh my god.
Commander, I think it was Styles, the one you're talking about, the clone.
Yeah. It was Gray. Gray blows up Gray too.
Captain and Styles. Yeah, Gray and Styles. Gray was the one flying, and Styles was the one that like snapped out. Or he's like, no, like what we're doing is wrong. No. And he like goes and grabs the controls and like takes them down, and Kanan escapes. And that's in the comic. Yeah, it's so good.
It is.
So good. I wish they would have kept that story in there. It's so good.
Well, I would.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the retcons at the beginning of the season changed the overall comic story. Just that one part.
It doesn't change the outcome. No.
I think that's
still happen,
part of the story.
Because Greg would still be out there, and
Yeah. I mean, we're getting a figure for him.
Be cool
I'm kind of surprised that they would make a figure for him with just like one tiny appearance and one line in one episode. But who knows?
They made figures for less.
The figures.
True.
Who do we think Ballast is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that was one of the other announcements.
Toys unveiled.
Yeah.
So his markings are like a teal, aqua teal, right?
Yeah, I think he's Cad Bane in disguise.
Cad Bane in disguise.
I want to see him dressed like a clone again. It makes no sense.
I hope that my favorite theory is Ballast is going to be someone helping Rex. Hopefully,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That'd be cool. But that means he's not around anymore, which means he's gonna die.
Oops.
Yeah.
Sad.
So we're sad about a character we don't know already.
Oh gosh.
I'm already attached to Ballast. I know nothing about him.
I'm not even kidding right now. I kind of forgot that this season opens with seeing Depa Billaba die, and I
feels so long ago
too. Scream. Yeah. Like, oh my goodness, what are we doing here, guys?
No.
This whole show is intense. It's not. I hate to say like that whole it's not for kids, but it really it's intensely like it pushes the border.
Like,
I'd say.
Going really into the season, like
talking about it.
It is all of it. Going into like watching the show, like this was like my most anticipated Star Wars project because like the post Order 66 early Empire era is like my favorite era because it's just so intriguing to know like how are we building this empire from an actual like legitimate like democracy, and it's like how does this work? And it happened overnight. The PR team was ready to go, had all the new logos out there. Everyone's a robot. We're gonna give you a new identity, and it's
codes.
Like, yeah. We meet the PR team too in the comics. I don't know if you remember that story where they was it the main comic? Was it the main Star Wars line, or was it Dr. Aphra? I forget. Where they fight
PR team.
the PR, the leader of like the public relations in the Empire, like the propaganda.
That might be like an Aphra
thing.
thing.
Back to like Zerka Corp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like an Aphra thing.
It sounds like an Aphra thing.
I have to remember what her name is because she's a great character.
Was she the blonde or the white-haired lady? The blonde-haired lady?
Yes, I believe so. I'm trying to think of.
Is it Magna?
No.
Oh, I was like, I have no idea. I'm very sorely behind on Aphra.
I have those comics, but I don't remember.
Okay.
Question of the week?
Yeah, AJ, do your question of the week.
Matt's looking up the thing first.
I'm looking up the thing. Don't. Oh, it's Patina Mar Mazvor. So there you go.
It's a great name.
Everybody Google her because she's
Patina. Okay.
Maybe we'll see her in the show. Who knows?
Maybe it's not. It is. She was in Dr. Aphra. That's right. She was like the person behind. Yeah, she was the head of the propaganda division, the Coalition for Progress.
There you go.
As it was called. I love it.
Great character. Google, look her up. She was ready to go the day after Empire Day. Ready to go.
PRT was ready to go.
Empire Day. I forgot about it.
Roll out the logo. Okay.
So, this week's question of the week is: did I come up with it during the show? Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe not.
Yep, you did.
What are you talking about? We get these from fans.
A couple we've gotten from fans. Hey, more than a couple. Maybe 3. So.
Maybe 3.
If you had to go on a vacation, or you're going on a vacation, And you have to bring one member of the Bad Batch with you. You have to pick one, and they have to go with you. Who are you choosing? We'll start with John.
So easy.
Who are you picking?
Who are you picking?
Wrecker.
Oh,
Wrecker.
yeah.
But can he ride any of the rides with you? He's too tall.
Vacation? I'm thinking beach. Where were you saying?
Okay.
Like
no.
It could be anywhere.
Matt's going to Disney World, obviously.
This is your dream vacation, so you go where you want to go. Take him to the beach. Can he swim, though?
Although if you're paying for the bill, he's going to eat a lot of food.
This is true.
He's gonna
eat a lot of
Then Omega, fine. Bring a
kid.
You want to bring like a 6-year-old kid on vacation with you? That's a bad idea. 10. She's probably 10. That's still a bad idea.
Omega's responsible. I mean,
she's good. She's got to figure it out.
She can. Yeah, she's good.
No, I'd pick Wrecker. All expenses paid.
Okay.
Nice. That's good.
What about you, Matt?
Oh, I don't have an answer yet.
You don't have an answer? Okay.
No.
I have an answer. I'm thinking
you
tech.
say tech.
Okay. I'm thinking tech. Okay, but look, reason why, because I love going to museums and whatnot and like that kind of thing. It would be the actual like bomb to like see all this because he'd be like looking at all this stuff and like it'd be great because
he'd have his thing in front of me. He's like, oh, okay, this painting is.
It'd be great. He could like be the guide and then he'd be like, oh, this is really cool. And that's why. It'd be great.
That's
I would love
cool,
it.
Yeah. I like how so far it's like, okay, John's going to the beach. Jamie's going to museums. Matt's going to a theme park.
I'm definitely going to Disney World.
Highly reflective. AJ, where would you go? Or who would you
Where
go
would I go or who would I take?
You got to take
both.
Okay,
both.
I would probably do. I don't know where I'm going. I want to go to a theme park because I just want to go to Batu. Matt makes me jealous when he goes to Disney World, so that's on my brain. So yeah, I'm going to Disney World, and I'm bringing. I don't want to bring Echo, but I might bring Echo.
I don't want to.
Echo's been my choice.
Echo?
I love Echo, but he's been a drag lately.
You guys got to take Omega if you're going to Disney World or Disneyland.
You know what? Yeah, but bringing kids to Disney, I was just there.
You know what,
man?
Echo needs a good time. He's been very sad.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'll cheer him up.
You stole my whole thing.
You had your chance and you missed it.
I did. I missed it. No, I mean you're right. Echo's having a rough time.
We'll share the idea.
He needs a ride on Space Mountain. He needs like one of those Mickey hats. He needs a balloon. He needs that fun.
No one picked Hunter.
Nah,
I
love Hunter, but he's like.
He's been playing dad for the last 8 episodes.
I'll pick Hunter, and we're going to Yosemite National Park.
Going camping,
and we'll go camping. We'll go on a nice hike. It'll be nice.
Fishing on the lake.
Yeah, there you go.
And hunting a predator while you're at it.
There you go. So, there you go, AJ. You get to go to Disney World. I'll go to Yosemite.
There you go.
I'm trying to think of other things.
We went to the beach. We went to museums. We went to national parks. We went to amusement parks, and none of us brought Omega.
None of us brought Omega. None of us.
Echo could also use a little bit of sun. He's a little pale these days. He needs a little vitamin D.
Bring him to Disney World in June or July. He'll get sun. He'll get plenty of sun.
Yeah, that's true.
You're red.
Pack sunscreen.
You didn't get too burnt.
No, because I was like constantly spraying myself with sunscreen. And bring ponchos. Lots of ponchos.
Oh yeah.
AJ and I had for the first time in over a year and a half yesterday our first event again with Rebel Legion 501st, which was incredible in person, and I managed to get slightly sunburned. You can't really see it in the stream, but it's on my nose. I think
I did too. My nose.
And I'm just like, ugh.
Well, look I always
very exciting.
I get sunburn on my nose. Look at it. It takes up like 3/4 of my face.
Your nose or the sunburn?
No, this is my nose. It soaks up all the sun because it's so big.
Yeah, you got the Italian nose.
I got the Italian nose.
Oh my God.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Any last words about the Bad Batch here before we start going off about Italian noses?
I don't know. I mean, we're halfway through the show now, which is sad.
Yeah,
but no, I mean, it's not like it's a one and done. But
as soon as we're done with that, we're probably going to be jumping right into Visions. And then we're probably going to jump straight into Book of Boba Fett. And then we're going to jump into Mandalorian Season 3. And then Cassian and Andor. And then, it's
Mando,
I don't think we're ever going to have a point in time where we're going to be without a Star Wars show. I'm going to miss the Fridays.
It'll be a few weeks at most.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Bad Batch is halfway through, but then the High Republic starts up again soon. And I'm like,
yeah,
true.
All the new books.
Excited about that.
Very exciting.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Jeez.
Also, I know Jamie's about to do all the not shout outs, but thanks and John's information and all that. But I wanted to bring it up because in case you forgot, Jamie, go check out, people that are listening, go check out Doom, the fan film, directed by, I think I have this right, Kiefer Jenkins.
Oh.
if you want to plug it.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, John is the star. He plays Kanan. He plays Doom. And it's awesome. We had a sneak peek of it before it came out, and it was so fun. So good.
Thank you. Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so the best way you can find that, his user is Jetstreak Inc. So it's on YouTube. You can find it that way. It's a really incredible fan film and really poured so much work into it and whatnot. And I loved seeing it just from a fan's perspective. We didn't have anything to do with the production, but obviously John did. And yeah, it's just so cool. And I can't. Yeah, I think I might go watch it again after, honestly. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, this has been really, really fun. I gotta at least point out again, I love seeing John's pit droid behind him the entire time during this stream. Every time he posts an update on social media, it looks like the pit droid's about to run away. I just lose it laughing every time.
He
it's
fell
gonna make
over
a break
yesterday
for
and he
it.
broke his neck in half, so I had to fix it.
Oh my god. Okay, but really, I think
he's fine. Yeah.
he'll be okay. He'll make it. He'll be good. Yeah. So I would thank you so much, John, for coming on. Where can we find you on social media?
Thank you for having me. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and Facebook at AlphaIgnition.
Awesome.
AlphaIgnition. That's it.
Well,
and yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are great. And thank you for having me on. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You were great. That was
we loved it. Yeah, for HoloNet Marauders, you can find us everywhere at HoloNet Marauders. On Twitter, we are just at HoloNet Marauder. No S on there because it would have been too long. And yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up this summer, and we're super excited to share more stuff with you. So thank you so much for listening and watching to our HoloNet Marauders podcast.